Sounds good.
Okay, all right. On the agenda, we have approval of the minutes from the last meeting on 3/16/21. Have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any questions? All right, committee and department reports. Chamber, he is not here. Finance.
I don't have much other than the fact that we received about $615 back pay on our income tax.
There we go.
We'll take anything. That's what I told Brenda. Everybody helps.
Every little bit helps. Yeah.
$17.23 on one of them.
Yeah.
All right, fire.
Mayor, council members, first of all, responses for the month of March, as I keep telling you, our responses have been quite numerous, and last month was no exception. Last year at this time for the month of March, we ran 86 calls. This month, or March for this year, was a total of 248. Again, EMS is making up the most part of those calls. However, we have run abnormally high structure fires. So again, EMS has been our primary call response, but yes, there are other stuff going on that has required our services, and those numbers are up as well. So numbers are going up. Let you know our firefighter 1 and 2 program is wrapping up this month, and we should have 8 personnel that will be testing out to the state. So hopefully by next month, we will have 8 more certified firefighters through our department. Other events going on, we are hosting another course outside the departments, and that will be school bus rescue. Again, we hope to promote Kennett and promote our local restaurants and so forth, so that'll be coming up the weekend of April 24th. And code enforcement, our electronic ticketing is up and running. So shout out to Terry for all his workforce and getting that finalized, as well as Brad Floyd. And I know Donnie and them have been putting it to work, so everything is working accordingly. We will be trying to incorporate code enforcement into our emergency reporting system that we have with the fire service, and we've been working with emergency reporting, and hopefully that's going to give us a better reporting system. Now that we have our ticketing in place, we're working on our report system, and this is going to work out wonderful. So, if you haven't noticed, if you've been down North Main, I know some of you all may eventually hit me up with this, but you'll notice that we do have some more bricks on the sidewalks. I think it's 214 North Main. Don't quote you.
There are. I went by there, wasn't none on there, so it must have been pretty recent.
Did they clean them up?
They picked them up yesterday.
Did they?
Okay, I was gonna say there.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah. Sorry to run that for you, Paul. That would take you a little bit shorter.
Strike that last statement back there. So, all right, we took care of that. We will be finishing up COVID vaccinations. The health department has their second round. The second shot will be next week. So we don't have any more vaccinations coming up that I'm aware of, unless it is a doctor's office or something like that. But we're not being made aware of any other vaccinations. As far as the mass vaccines, we haven't been made aware of anything. Also wanted to bring up our fire department Explore program through the Boy Scouts of America. This is a group of young adults in high school, and currently right now we have a group of about 15. And even though the Explore post has been in our department for over 20-some years, 25, a good long time, we do have an outstanding group of individuals right now on that, and there's some fundraising going on. I wanted to let you all as a council understand that the Explore post is not a budgeted item for the fire department. It relies totally on donations, and the only thing we do is we provide the supervisors who go through training through the Boy Scouts of America, and they're going through some fundraising activities. This past weekend they raised over $4,500 in an online auction. So thank you for the public that helped us out on that. Also coming up, one key point here is June 24th, or June 17th, correction, June 17th, FCC, Family Counseling Center. They're going to be sponsoring a golf tournament at Kennett Country Club, and the proceeds are going to the Kennett Fire Explorer Post. So those kids have decided they want to invest in some turnout gear for the young adults to help participate in training activities that we do. And like I said, I can't say enough about them. I know we've already got some that want to be paramedics and firefighters for the city of Kennett. And also one young lady states she wants to be the first female fire chief for the city. So banking on keeping these young adults around. So special shout out there to Sean Harmon, Mark Dennis, Lily Roberts, Tyler Roberts, for all their supervisory work with the Explorer Post. So if you happen to see those folks out and about, give them a thank you for all they're doing. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, human resources.
No report.
All right, and humane?
Tina's not here this evening, but she did tell me that Hope International has raised a significant amount of dog food. They had a fundraiser for dog food for them, and she said they're getting their work out, getting all those in.
All right, police.
Mayor, council, don't have a whole lot for open sessions, just found in closed session and not after the meeting. This past month, we did a fundraiser for the K-9 program. A lot of you know, saw the advertisements on Facebook. We sold tickets, raffle tickets for a firearm. Between the private donations and the number of tickets that we sold, we raised just a little bit over $6,800 for the K-9 program, which was huge. I was just worried about $1,500 to help finish off the cost, but now we got enough money now to supply a kennel for the car and stuff, so all that will be now paid for.
Good.
So that was huge donations from different individuals, and I do thank the public for their participation and their support of that program. With that, K-9 school will be over with this Friday. The officer will start next week, utilize the dog on the street. We're looking forward to that. Hopefully the next council meeting I'll be able to have Corporal Mays here and let you guys all see the dogs, but hopefully a little bit of a report of what we've done with the dogs so far.
Good.
What's the dog's name?
Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah. Last thing I got is this week, the officers are at the firing range. We're finally getting to use it, doing qualifications and stuff. So we'll be there pretty much all week. Other than that, that's all I have for open session, unless you guys got some questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, street.
Just the main thing is that all the bids are being sent out for the asphalt and the concrete work already, and things are working towards completion of that. And Keith can give the rest of his report on that.
Mayor, council members, we don't have a whole lot. The only other thing is we didn't get the grant for the sidewalk down Floyd Street. They had a request for over $4 million and they only had 800,000, so apparently somebody had a more worthwhile project than we did this year. But they said try again next year because it'll be out there again. And some of these people might have not got it first couple go around, so this might have been their second or third and they might have gave it to them. But now the good one. I talked to MoDOT last week and they have told me that they will do some work in Kennett. They're going to work on Southwest Drive, trying to get some of that water to drain around there to the ditch, and they're going to do some work on Independence Avenue on the ditches there, and they're going to try to work on some of the driveways where it's ate out. We've had a couple like on Jones, Anthony, I think Tico that are pretty bad. We went and looked at, but they said it won't be this week or next week, but they'll try to as soon as they can. They've got a couple projects going on right now, but as soon as they can, they'll start trying to do some work around here. That's all I've got. Y'all don't have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Stay there. And stormwater.
Cool.
The vac truck's staying very busy. It's the big thing. We're still keeping the debris coming in the beginning of summer that way.
We're getting quite a bit of stuff out of the pipe still, but the truck's been running pretty much every day if we've got the staff to run it. We've only got 2 or 3 people that are really trained on it. We're trying to get other people trained on it, but we're still getting, and the truck's doing good. We're getting a lot of stuff out, so, as I've said before, we're not gonna stop flooding, because if it rains 6 inches in an hour, we're gonna flood. But usually, when it stops raining, it's not very long after that it goes down. Because we are still at the mercy of the big ditches, because we're draining into them. So, the cleaner they are out away from us, the better, but so far we are doing pretty good. Doing a little better, I think, than we have in the past, so if we keep going, we're looking good.
We also would like to remind the public that it's grass mowing time of year, and please push your clippings back up into the yard.
Yep.
Don't leave them out there, because that just adds to our problem.
Yes, that'll be coming out in the utility bill again, about the grass clipping, should be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, not only for the, for going into the stormwater, but it's also, anybody that's ever rode a motorcycle, you
Yes.
tend to clench up whenever you see somebody blowing
Grass is very slick,
grass into the street.
especially green grass.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. All right, and, industrial, do we have anything for that? Okay. All right, don't have anything on the unfinished business? Okay.
We always laugh at these reports.
All right, under, new business, Mr. Charlie Brown.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, Council, I'm here tonight with Randy Baker and Katie Penn. We're here just to kind of update you on the benefits for the city employees and city light, gas, and water. Just kind of tell you what's been happening, a little bit of it, and what the future plans are for the renewal. First of all, I want to thank Brenda and Leslie for all their help on everything they do. Anytime there's an issue, they're giving us a call, and they're a ton of help with things. I think the city employees really appreciate what they do for them. So, just to update you, last year the health insurance renews in July for the city. It not only includes the health insurance, it's also life insurance, disability, and things like that, all renew at that time. Currently, it's with United Healthcare. That's in the city's health insurance care areas. Last year, the renewal, we were able to get it for them to keep the same rates. There wasn't the increase. We really didn't shop it, and the biggest reason was COVID just made it really tough to do that, to get all the information. We're currently, the renewal will be out here sometime at the end of April.
April 12th.
Okay, and we're anticipating good results. I think we're going to have good rates. United Healthcare knows that they are going to be shopped, and shopped hard, and that's what we're going to do. Our plan is to remarket to all the available markets out there, so all the big names that we know, the Anthem and Cigna and Humana and Aetna and all those big ones, and then also some other ones that you may not be as familiar with. They have some different type of plans, whether they be what you have right now, which is what we call a fully insured plan, to ones that are not fully insured, that are what we call partially self-funded plans, to give us more options, other things to look at. And there are some new trends, some new things happening in health insurance. Your plan that you all have for the city employees is what we call a network-based plan. So Bill knows this very well. The health insurance company negotiates with the various providers, doctors, hospitals, ancillary facilities on what they're going to pay for the different services, okay? That's been the way that health insurance has been for quite some time now, okay? There are some newer things out there. One of the newer ones is what we call a Medicare reimbursement. That's a new type of thing that's come out where a lot of companies, instead of having a contract or network, They just agree to pay a provider, hospital, what the standard Medicare rate is plus a certain amount. And for a lot of companies, that's been very successful. And what we're really worried about is containing costs. And so we'll be getting plans that give us those options too. Okay, so we're looking at all of that, and we'll bring all of those options to the insurance committee. All right, and in the past, the insurance committee has been made up of people from the Board of Public Works, their executives, and then also the mayor and the city clerk. We would like to suggest that you also have a couple of city council members there. I think the finance chair would be a great person to be there, and whoever else, Mr. Mayor, you deem to be appropriate. That way, when we get in and start having discussions and seeing different proposals from companies, you know, you all as a council will have other voices there to ask questions, to understand why certain decisions are made or recommendations by the insurance committee. And we're wanting to turn this around quickly, because one of the things we do not want to happen is if another company is a better choice for the city and the city decides to go that way, we want to be able to have this done and completed in June. That way, July 1st, employees have their cards, no questions, no problems, and we're done. And that is our goal. That's what we're shooting for. That's why I say we're just waiting for the last bit of information from United Healthcare, which they know they need to give us, and so we can go out and market to everybody. So that's kind of our plans and what we're going to do. I said we're just going to look everywhere, try to find the best deal, and help you all weigh the pros and cons of each plan, because sometimes they're a little hard to compare. I mean, they're not going to be apples to apples, because the plan designs are different. You're going to have different networks, and that's always a concern for your employees, because sometimes if you have one network and a set of doctors is in it, or a certain hospital, you have another one that it's not, and those can be tough choices, especially if somebody's going through a major illness and their physician is not in the network. So those are things we really take a look at, and we'll talk with you all about it with that insurance committee. So, but that's the state. Any questions? I'd be glad to answer any questions you all have.
Will you let Brenda know so she can email us on the date?
Yes. As soon as we get everything together, we will. So.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate it. We enjoy working with the city. Katie does especially. She does a ton of the work, majority of the work, and she really has a good time working with the city employees. They're a fun group, and we've enjoyed helping them, and hope we can continue to do that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to make sure that I did well, didn't I?
Your last name's Baker, right?
Right here, Wallet and Brother.
Do I owe you anything? If I do, it's not Baker.
Terry does.
There you go.
Okay, mayor's report. As Mr. Charlie mentioned a while ago, that my report, I really don't have a lot. That Sunday, April 4th, somebody's saddle broke up in heaven, and God took my dad to fix it. He was already in the hospital, but he had a major heart attack Sunday morning at 4:34, and so I've been out dealing with that. He had a brain bleed, and so for the past several weeks I've been in and out quite a bit. But I appreciate all the well wishes and things from Facebook and text messages and phone calls and all, and I appreciate everybody for that. It's Dad had a lot to plan for. He just bought a new truck. Friday I paid off his toy hauler camper, and this was going to be his last session of repairing saddles and implements, and he was going to start doing his traveling because he's got family, friends, really all over the United States, and so that was his plan to start doing that. So God had other plans for him. So, but I appreciate all the again all the Facebook messages and calls and everything from that. Today, April 6th. Hopefully you picked up one of these or got you a little sticker. I voted in the election that we had back in November. I think I was told we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 65% of the registered voters in Kennett voted back then. It would be nice and great if we had that again in, you know, but I know whenever I was there, I was number 7 this morning. That was, you know, just like with my dad's employee number out there at Uniroyal was number 7. Yeah, whenever I asked him what number I was, and you know, 2 hours in this morning, I was number 7, 4-1. So it's if you haven't, you got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're already sitting there, but I can tell you this, that every vote does matter. A few years ago, my family had not voted, and I got them up there, and somebody won by a very narrow margin, by 1 vote, and my wife and daughter were the only 2 standing in there at that point in time. So it's always, every vote counts. I was able to, the hospital's Wi-Fi wasn't the greatest, but I was able to watch part of the hospital meeting there Thursday. I hope, I don't know what the turnout and all that was. Been dealing with everything else, so I haven't had a chance to listen, but it's
I thought it was informative.
very informative. What I was able to watch of it, everything was good.
There's a good article in the paper as well.
And the,
Good presentation.
yeah, so it's really excited to see, you know, those next steps going forward, and really appreciate all the work that that whole group has done, and going from there. So with that, that's really what I've got for tonight. So we'll go to public comments. 3, 2,
I'll go.
okay.
I'll jump in. My name is Jake Crafton, Ward 3. Starting off with Mr. Mayor, sorry about your loss. I don't know what, it hasn't happened to me, so I don't know how to express what, you know, I feel. Also, Mayor Hancock, it might have been during your time, but I'm so happy to see we have local insurance providers as opposed to, I think, the firm out of Jackson or wherever that may have been at the time. I'm glad to see that it's local now, and you all continuing that. That's really a positive step, I feel like, for our community. But the reason I'm here tonight is, well, tonight I'm fairly confident we'll have a representative next meeting.